Hi guys, it's Outcro here, and today we are going to be making a video on how to do the dojo. The reason why I am making this video is because if you look at Skyblock XP, the dojo gives 4¼ levels, which is pretty decent. And most players will have to do this anyways eventually. So yeah, to start, first thing you're gonna want to do is pretty much get naked and just take everything off. So all the armor, equipment, pet, everything in the inventory, and just put it aside in your storage, and then you can start. And also, just to let you guys know, make this way more easier, you're gonna want to have the Soupy mod, which if you don't know already, I've made a video on how to download it if you don't. So yeah, go check that out if you need to download it. Then you go in settings and then you write down dojo, and then you're gonna want to select all of these on, and this should make it a little bit easier to do some of these tasks. Now if we look at the rank, black belt is what we want, and this is like where you claim them. So black belt is 7,000 score all combined, and there is 7 tasks. So pretty much they intended everyone to try to get like 1,000 score on every single task, but that's not how we're gonna do it, because yeah, we don't want it's just too difficult, especially if you have bad ping. I have good ping, but just skill issue, you know. So test of force, this one is pretty simple. You're gonna want to knock over some zombies into the lava, and to pretty much optimize this, whenever there's a bunch of zombies on the edges, you want to prioritize the highest points on the edge of the island. So like this one, 30 points. And if there's a 30-point zombie in the middle of the area, don't go for it, because you just want to go for the highest ones near the edge. So like this one's more closer to the edge, so I go for this one, and you just want to prioritize the ones that are closest. So as you can see, I got a 700. If you want to get an A rank, you're gonna want to get 800. So pretty much you want to just continue doing it until you get a lucky run where you get a decent score. Test of stamina, this one's pretty easy. You just want to make sure that you're aware of your surroundings and just continue looking around you and just hop all through these little open holes. I got a pretty bad run on that one, but pretty much you get score for the longer you last, so just keep on surviving until you got about 800 points or 800 score. Test of discipline, for this one the Soupy mod's gonna come in handy, well, assuming that you might not need it, but having these little hitboxes just makes it more easier to see which ones you should be hitting with which sword. For this one you're mainly gonna want to find a big clump of them. Like there's a bunch of gold that spawns, so you go for the gold, and you want to pretty much prioritize the ones that are clumped up to each other with the same color. Bunch of diamonds over here, so I'll go and get the diamonds. So that's how you do that one. And of course you can't just do them first try for every single one of these. Some you will have to do them over and over again to try to get a good score on it and then move on to the next. So that's normal. If you get a bad score, just continue trying until that you get a decent enough score. So if I was to say a decent enough score, it would be around 800 to 900. Test of swiftness, for this one you're most likely going to want to be in F5 mode, and then there's going to come a point where you're going to have to jump to one another like this, and I just fell by accident. But yeah, on that run, if I did not just fell in the lava by accident, I could have probably got 1,000 score right there. So if you're pretty good at it, you could get an easy score on that one. Test of control, for this one you're pretty much just going to want to stare a little bit ahead of the wither skeleton, and you want to make sure that you're looking at the right one. Whenever it splits, you normally want to look at the one that doesn't have a red head, but pretty much by staring at it, it's going to give you extra timer, and that will determine how long you're going to be able to continue staring at it for and gathering score. Eventually they're going to try to make it more harder by sending some zombies your way, so just continue staring at it while trying to stay on course. So after doing the previous one, you you want to do the tenacity. So for Soupy, it's gonna give like a direction of where it's gonna shoot, so it gives an idea of where you're gonna have to dodge, which is pretty helpful. It's gonna be pretty chaotic afterwards, so you're mainly just gonna want to like run around. I kind of like to just chill whenever there's just one shooting, because you can easily dodge them, and if they prioritize hitting this one spot, afterwards it's gonna give you a large spot to run around without a bunch of holes in the way. So if you just want to hang around in one spot and leave them break most of the blocks over here and then just run over there whenever there's a bunch of more gases, you can do that as well if you want. If you get hit by the gases, it's completely fine. You have about 10 hits that you can take, so you can get hit if you want. Only thing though is that you want to make sure you don't fall into the lava, because if you fall into the lava, it's game over. You're pretty much gonna have to start from complete scratch because the lava one taps you, and they just hit me into the lava. Dang it. So yeah, and then for the final one that I want to show is the test of mastery. This one is the most important one because, as you can see, I have a bunch of overflow score on the mastery one, and pretty much it was intended to like pretty much get 1,000 score on every single one of them, but I got a decent score on all of these. And then you're pretty much gonna want to get as much score as possible on test of mastery to make it so it carries all of your score to 7,000, and it makes it so you don't need to get 1,000 score on every single one of these. It'll make it so you pretty much just have to get close to 1,000, and then pretty much it's way more easier doing it this way. So whenever you're in your test of mastery, what you're gonna want to do is definitely have the Soupy mod activated, and then look for the green wool, and then look at the timer, and then whenever you get this correctly, you'll be able to shoot at these red wool blocks. And pretty much after, you just want to get the best score possible on the test of mastery. And even if you have bad ping, if you can just time it with this, if you can just look at the time on these wool and just time it correctly, you might be able to also get a good score on this. So I am very bad at this. I'd say you'd probably want to shoot your arrow whenever it's around 0.3, like right there, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. This is a pretty bad test because I kind of missed a bunch at the beginning for explaining purposes, but I'll try to get a good score so you guys can see. And I also forgot to mention, you're going to want to make sure that you're in a TPS 18 to 20 lobby to make sure that it doesn't really lag much due to the servers, because the lag from servers can definitely mess you up big time. Okay, what is this lag? Okay, it stopped lagging, I think. Yeah, pretty much what Soupy does is that it's gonna make a big giant line between the ones you're gonna want to go to afterwards. So like after this one, I have to go to this one, and after that you go to this one. Whenever you get your timing down though, you're gonna get lots of score, and I am very bad at this right now, but pretty much I spent around 2 hours doing mastery so I can try to get the most score as possible on it. But in my opinion, it's more easier to do that than trying to get overflow score on any other, so I highly recommend trying to get as much score as possible on the mastery. Yeah, these servers are pretty much lagging, but as you can see, I did very bad that run and I got 800. So if you were to get a good run, you can get double that. After doing a few hours of dojo and following this guide pretty much, you should be able to get the black belt, but if not, you'll easily get the brown belt. Definitely the black belt is way more difficult, because even with a good ping and getting close to 1,000 with everything, with the overflow mastery, I'm only above the score of 7,000 by 85. So yeah, good luck on your dojo journey, and see you guys next time.